A nation's culture resides in the hearts and in the soul of its people.
Culture is what defines a person. It influences family values and beliefs, language, quality of health, and so much more. Our planet is comprised of numerous, diverse, and unique cultures which shape the nature of our existence. One culture seems to be making an unprecedented impact, an impact changing the face of our nation.
The Hispanic culture.
This rapidly growing ethnicity is taking more and more root in the United States, encouraging Americans to become competent in the Latino language and with the Hispanic culture itself. Go. In light of this growing change and the stronger emphasis of the Spanish language in our children's TV programs, newspapers, and food preferences, how do we, as Americans, accept, integrate, and incorporate this new culture into our individualistic lifestyle? Hispanics, along with several other non-Western cultures, are considered a collectivistic culture. Let's take a deeper look at the meaning of a collectivistic culture and the other cultural traits and beliefs of Hispanics by stepping into the world of a Latino family in America.
Hello, Juan. Hello, Christina.
Hola, Pablo!
Hola, hola. Touch is a common friendly gesture seen in a collectivistic culture, especially in Hispanics. Men are known to hug, and women commonly receive a kiss. Physical contact is very important.
Ooh, Buttercup!
Pablo, you're looking awfully thin. When was last you ate? I'll give you my last bag of tea to help with your empacho.
Sharing of materials and information is common in the Latino culture. Empacho is a stomach condition that Hispanics believe is caused by food or saliva getting stuck to the walls of the intestines, or your stomach. Some treat it with a substance called azorcon, or greta, which actually contains lead, which is toxic to the human body, to serve as a laxative.
Hey, Mama. It's not the empacho that's my problem, but the viento that is bad. I feel as if this candle did nothing for my back.
Well, maybe you should see a doctor then.
That's what I am doing today.
Well, I'm glad you're not going to that curandero again. He thought it's special spiritual expertise in treating your susto.
Mama, what's susto?
It occurs after a frightening experience causing nightmares, diarrhea, and fever.
Sounds like old Pablo is a head casio. Ho!
Hispanics share spiritual ideas about how fate and faith impact the causes of poor health and illness. Viento is a muscular pain that is thought to be caused by a cold wind. A common home remedy to help this is to place a lit candle on the muscle that is hurting, with a cup over it, until the lack of oxygen causes a vacuum. This is thought to pull the air and muscle pain out of the body. Latinos often go to the doctor when they are sick and when prayer, home remedies, and endurance fail to produce adequate results. Even though men traditionally assert authority over their wives and children, the mother determines when a family member needs medical care, while the male gives the permission to go. You may also notice how closely Pablo is sitting to Juan. In collectivistic cultures, personal space is much different than what we are used to. It is much closer.
Stage direction to this. Lights.
Where is Pablo? He should have been here 10 minutes ago. Now, what Susan has apparently forgotten is that Pablo does not hold the same importance to time as she would obviously hope. Hispanics do not believe it is rude to be late. Therefore, they are likely to arrive when they feel it is right and less on an appointment time.
Hey, man. I thought you were sick, not dying. Hey, don't give me evil eye. You trying to take me with you to the doctor or something?
Hispanics believe that the hospital is the place you go to die, and some believe that you get sicker while you're there. Mal de ojo is also known as evil eye. It is thought to come from a spell or ill wish that can cause fever, diarrhea, and vomiting by heating the blood. Most, however, believe the herbs will cure it.
You're my brother. I'd do that for you. Come on, brah. Let's go.
Hello, Mr. Hernandez? Nice to meet you. Is it okay if I called you Mr. Hernandez? Would you like me to call you something different?
Pablo is fine.
Okay, Pablo, I would just like to remind you that we do try to be on time so that way we can get the most out of our session. Is that okay? A little late today.
If you watch Pablo closely, it appears as if he is fully understanding what Susan is trying to explain, but his silent nod could mean that he does not understand or is in disagreement. The best way for Susan to make sure that Pablo understands is to ask him open-ended questions and encourage him to ask questions. When Pablo, Christina, and Juan first entered the room, you noticed that Christina walked in before the others. This is a sign of respect for women. Pablo is also not making eye contact. This should be perceived as a sign of agreement and attentiveness, and also as a sign of respect to authority in the collectivistic culture. Susan did an excellent job of greeting the patient respectfully and asking him the manner in which he would like to be addressed. An older Hispanic may prefer to go by señor or señora instead of his or her first name. It is important to establish that respect immediately. Another thing to notice is that both Juan and Christina accompanied Pablo to his initial evaluation. Do not be alarmed by this, because collectivistic cultures generally do everything in a group. They are each other's support systems.
Okay, well, Mr. Hernandez, or Pablo, now that you're here, we will go ahead and get started with the session so we can see what's causing your pain and how we can best treat it. Does that sound okay? And you see here, this is what we just did today. And can you tell me what other things we did?
Sitting right, sleeping right, and exercising.
Great! And remember when you sleep at night to put a pillow between your legs. Alright. And here's your sheet. You can take that home. And then thank you for coming in. Remember, your next appointment time is next Thursday at 4 o'clock. Let's try to remember be on time. Okay? Good? Alright, thank you for coming in. Nice to meet you.
Notice how Susan ended her appointment with open-ended questions, concise, clear instructions, and simple pictures and handouts to better help her patients' understanding and compliance. It is important to keep that in mind when working in the clinic. Also, she maintained that respect with the handshake and proper dismissal at the end of the session. What do you think Susan could have done better to make her patient's visit more culturally specific? What can we do as physical therapists to continually grow in our patient care and management? Always keep in mind that your patient comes first, and it is important to be knowledgeable of any culture because our world is diverse, and thus, so should our strategies be.
Hey, Mama. It's not the empancho that's my problem. The viento did.
Mr. Hernandez, you made it. Good to see you. I just, like to remind you that we prefer that you be on time, so... Oh, shit.
Okay,
I forgot the line.
It's okay.